What's up, YouTube? Bubbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Hope you all are having a great week out there. It's Tuesday, first day of March 2022. Just a quick reminder, if you're wanting to get into the SGC group submission, the cutoff date is March 3rd. So to get your stuff here in time, I would highly suggest getting it in the mail today. Also, another reminder, if you have items, there were several people that said they had items for Jsa Authentication, and so far we have only received one. So if you have items for JSA, please get those to us. I'm supposed to be meeting with the rep on Saturday, or on the 6th, sorry about that, to get any items authenticated. So please make sure you have those to us in time. Like I said, there was a lot of people that said they had stuff, but we have not received but one item. So anyway, today's video, just got a package that arrived in the mail. Pretty excited just because of the cards. Want to go over a few things just to give my experience, my thoughts, everything else, my perspective. So as you guys remember, if you watch the channel, very odd, back on February 2nd, I did a video with a preview of 2 cards to go to CSG. That is the first time I used another grading company in the past 2 years. As you know, those of you that know me, I use SGC exclusively. I really prefer the customer service, the relationship built, the slab, the consistency of grading, the turnaround time, the price, everything with SGC is fit exactly what works for me. I love the slabs in my collection and everything else. So I've had no need to look elsewhere for another grading company at all. In this instance, if you remember, this was 2 cards that I tried. I sent twice to SGC. They told me they could not grade them both times. They sent them back. It was just a do not grade, no charge. And I had asked why and was told it had to do with the amount of borders that was present, because the cards did have the borders cut off, and so there was no white border showing. So again, I sent them twice, tried them twice, and they got rejected both times. So, props to them. They were very consistent on their choice of not grading them. They stuck to the standards that they have in place. They also showed to everyone, and if anyone ever had any questions out there, do I get any kind of special treatment because I am a bulk submitter? Nope. Everything is done equally, just the same as anyone else. So I really do appreciate that, even though it sucked I couldn't get them slabbed up. But anyway, I knew the cards were real. I wanted them slabbed, so I had to go into alternative methods. Did some researching, trying to figure out which would be my best options to at least have them slabbed and authenticated. And the choices were kind of narrowed down between Beckett and CSG. I knew CSG had the X Beckett Vintage Grader with Andy Broom. He's a very familiar name in the hobby with vintage. The slabs with CSG are nice with the plastic. Also with Beckett, being that they were altered, they would have received just an authentic altered label, which is that solid blue. Just for aesthetics. I don't particularly care for that like paper blue label on the authentic Beckett slabs. So I figured, okay, let's just give them a shot. Let's see if CSG will slab these for me. And then I can also kind of get an idea of how their process works, how their service works, and share that with everyone, because I have only shared outside of my one submission that was prior to me even doing YouTube with PSA. I shared my experiences and reasoning for why I don't use PSA, but I haven't shared any other experience with another grading company. So I thought this would give me a good opportunity to do that. So, into that portion, I had called customer service prior to even sending the cards off, trying to explain to them what the cards kind of looked like, explain to them that they were altered, that sort of thing. I will say their customer service, they pick up the phone very quickly. So when you call, it's very responsive. However, it's also very obvious that the customer service agents are highly restricted on to what they are capable of saying or not saying. They, I guess, liability purposes or just on questions asked, they do not answer many questions. They will even say, I'm not at liability to tell you whether, one way or the other. And I understood to a point, but it was also kind of frustrating that you just couldn't get much answers. Pretty much everything was, I'm not able to tell you that until, we have the cards here. Which kind of sucked because I was, I wanted to just kind of confirm, like, if I sent them and they couldn't do them, would I be charged? Would they just be sent back to me raw with no charge like SGC did? I was just kind of trying to figure out, like, if I even want to attempt it, or was I just going to be wasting money? And there was no answers. So it took me a while to finally decide to go ahead and try it. What I ended up doing is I signed up for, they require a membership to even do a submission. I don't really care for that either, but they had a membership that was $149, and you got $150 in credits for submitting. So I was like, okay, well, if I have to sign up for this, at least this will even out with the credits. So that's the membership I chose. Just the 150 level. There's a higher level that also gives you like 10% off submissions, that sort of thing. I don't have any plans to further submit with them, so that option like really wasn't of any benefit to me. I just did the 150, so I got the 150 in credit back and kind of zeroed out my cost on membership. So I went ahead and signed up for it. I sent the 2 cards as an express, which at the time the turnaround was estimated at 9 business days. Express was $60 a card. So with my $150 in credits, I used $120 of those. Now, again, here is where a confusing part came in. I went on, did my submission, but when you go to the part where you add a credit card for payment and everything, there was no place to use your credits. Like, so you sign up for this membership, you supposedly have credits, but in your account, there's no place that shows your credits. Like right now, even if I go to my account, there's nothing in there showing that I have any credits at all. When you went to do payment, there was nothing about credit. So that was a bit confusing. I called customer service to ask them about that because, well, I didn't know how it worked. And it doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't say anything about it. So what I was told, and just for anyone out there, if you wind up signing up for a membership where you get credits, supposedly the credits are just on your account on the accounting side. You won't see them yourself, so you just have to keep track of them. When you send your order in, the accounting representatives are supposed to deduct from your credits to place towards your account. The credits cannot be used for, there's a $5 processing charge they add to every order. Your credits cannot be used for that, and also they cannot be used for return shipping. So this order was $120, and then it was $37 for return shipping. I will get into that in a second. And then the handling charge was $5. My total order was $162. Now, they do not charge your card until your cards go into what they call the grading stage. And actually, let me just pull this up over here so I can show everybody. Might make it easier. Take this camera. Nope. There we go. All right, so here is the submission page. This is a tracker. It shows here status as shipped. If you go to here to statuses explained, it'll show you all the statuses. So here is received. Then it'll go into scheduled for grading, encapsulation, imaging, and this is where you get charged at. So once your order goes to this stage, that's when they charge you. So once you move from scheduled and you go into the grading phase, they will charge your card. My card was charged for the full amount. They did not deduct from my credits. So once again, I had to call into customer service and find out what the hell was going on, because I was told the charge for the grading, the $120, would be deducted automatically from my credits. Turns out, and just again, heads up for anyone out there, that's why I'm doing this and sharing this information. I didn't want to make this too long, but I figured let me share everything. That way, people, if you ever use them, you kind of have a heads up. For some reason, my credits got placed on a CGC account for comic book and trading card grading rather than the CSG account, even though that is what I signed up for. I do not know how in the hell that happened, but luckily they did figure it out. The rep was pretty quick at responding. She emailed me, she emailed another accounting rep, copied me on the email so I could have, the discussion on my records, and then they did refund my card. But had I not paid any attention to that, I might have paid for the order and, not even realized it. But I got, a notification that a charge was made, and I seen it was incorrect. So I wanted to call and find out what was going on. So just a heads up there, if you do sign up for an account, there is a good possibility your credits go to the wrong account. I don't know if this has happened to anybody else. I've never even used CGC for trading card, or the Pokemon or anything like that, and I've never sent comics in, so I don't know how that would have even happened. The only thing I've ever used the CGC account for was to look at the census report, because you have to log in to see it. So I don't know what happened there, but anyway, just a heads up there, got that all corrected. Next part of information, and while I have this here, just a heads up, so my order did hit received. It did then go to scheduled for grading. It went to grading, encapsulation, imaging. It went to quality control, finalized. And then I got highly confused, because from here, it went back to grading, but instead of grading, encapsulation, imaging, it was grading / quality control. So I didn't know what the hell was going on there. I started asking around to some folks that I know uses SGC, so commonly ingrained in me, CSG. I also got onto the forums, tried to read, trying to find out what was going on. Turns out there apparently is a status that is grading / quality control. It's a more often than realized, commonly status that people get moved to. The key thing to note to everyone is it's also common that the order ships from that status. So I read several people saying that their order was in that stage, it shipped out, and they weren't notified of it. So I kept an eye on everything. Again, this was an express order, so it wasn't that difficult. It's not like it was there for months or a year or whatever. It was literally there for like a week and a half. But my order actually did the same thing. It never went back to quality control finalized. In fact, it never even showed me the shipped at first. I never got an email notification that my order had been shipped. Again, something that I was not too pleased with. It never notified me that my order was shipped. Now, a key reason why I say I wasn't pleased with that is I paid the $37 shipping and handling. This is, again, something else. I don't know if other people do. I paid for registered, mainly because, and these aren't like, cards that are $1 million or anything, but they are, they were vintage cards that I'm very happy to be able to own. They do have a little bit of value to them. And so I wanted, if you read on their site, it tells you, unless you select registered, that they will not fully insure your declared value. Being that I'd never used them, and I don't know many people that use them. I know a few now that have gotten orders back, but not a whole bunch. I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and do the registered thing. So it kind of bothered me that they never notified me that they shipped, especially since I did registered mail. Like, there was no notification that I had a package coming registered mail back to me. So that bothered me a bit. The other thing was, if you see here, it says shipped 2/21. It actually did not ship on 2/21. In fact, the Sarasota, Florida post office did not even receive it until February 22nd, the following day, which is fine. I know if they did the label, then it would auto-generate to their system saying the 21st. If it was later in the day, so I'll excuse that, understandable. But then Sarasota didn't even get it and move it from there until the following day. So really, my package did not start moving in the USPS system until February 23rd. And then, of course, registered mail is snail mail. It takes so long, but it is, highly protected, so whatever. But according to this, it was shipped on the 21st, and I just received it back in today, Tuesday, March 1st. You can see here, I'll go to a calendar and show you. I did the video February 2nd. I mailed it out that day. I did just priority mail. So it actually showed that it was in Sarasota, Florida, which is where CSG is, on Friday. But they did not pick the package up until Monday the 7th is when it showed delivered or picked up or whatever. And then February 8th, right here, is when they received it in their system. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then if you want to go here as the ship date, it would be 9 business days. So they did hit the turnaround target, which, that's pretty good. I'll accept that. Just some of the quirks with the system, the processing of the credits, customer service not really being able to answer a whole lot of questions. The submission tracker having these weird statuses when it goes back to, and you have no idea, and not getting the email saying that it was shipped or even received or anything. That kind of bothered me. If they could touch that stuff up, really, I don't have a lot to knock them for. They did meet the turnaround time. Now, let's get to the good stuff. What everybody is here for, and why is it not letting me? There we go. All right. So, did the cards come back raw, or did they get slabbed? That is the question. And I am proud to say that they were authenticated. There is the mantle, and here is the Jackie. Now, I am going to say one thing. The slab, obviously, if you've held a CSG slab, they are nice slabs. CSG, if you happen to get on YouTube watching videos, I will say I do not like how the cards move around side to side in the slab. I don't care for that at all. When I got them in, and I know when I watched Mike O's, I think it was Mike O's video. No, it was JD. When JD did his video, he had a card and it was like off-centered over to the left. Mine came in the same way. I figured out it's just because they move in the slab. They sleeve it, like you can see, they press the top and the bottom, but on the sides they give it too much gap, so the cards slide around. They're not going to be handled much, so once you get them centered back up, it's okay, but that is something I don't really care for, that they can move around. But overall, to get the cards slabbed up, I'm not going to complain. They got what I wanted. They're authenticated. They're slabbed. I would have preferred them in the SGC slab, no doubt. I actually have said that maybe I'll send them for a crossover now and see if I can get them tucked up. I doubt they'll do it, but I am happy to finally have them authenticated and slabbed. That was the main point, and it sucks I had to go an alternate route, but I got an experience with another company. This channel, I've only been able to share my experience with SGC. I do not plan, and it's nothing against CSG, I just don't plan to use them for anything else unless I come across another card that I want in my collection that just has the same features with the borders and everything, that wouldn't fit in SGC standards. Then okay, fine, I can slip them over to CSG on an express and get them done. Otherwise, I just, and it's nothing against the company or anything like that. I'm happy with using SGC, and that's where I will continue to send all of my cards. But what I say, if you have stuff like this, and you try them out, sure. There's nothing wrong with them. Again, just keep eyes on some of the processes, because there was some hiccups, there was some confusions. So, anyway, that's all I have for you guys. They did come back. They got slabbed up, authentic. I had no questions that they were. And, I'm happy to finally have them back. So, if you have any questions or comments, hit the section down below. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Let me know your experience if you had any of the similar issues I did with CSG. Again, I'm not criticizing or knocking them. I'm sharing my experience because if someone else uses them, it was just some things I wanted to give heads up on. I'm not sitting here whining, complaining, or bashing them. I want to make that extremely clear. This was just to share information on the side of using them. I give them mad props. They did hit the turnaround time, so that's something that's important to everyone, and they did that. So that's a good plus there. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. As always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.